Stefan says, do you think websites are going to die? So this is a question of whether the internet is going to die, which is a big question. I think the internet is basically the training ground. It's the nursery for artificial intelligence, for AI to work. And the reason why AI is triggered all of a sudden is because we've suddenly had enough data to be able to train these models. These models need a huge amount of data to become useful, paired with the fact that we had technological breakthroughs, especially from NVIDIA, which allowed us to process all of this data on a massive scale in parallel using GPUs. So we had a few factors coming together. This wouldn't have been possible if we had not had the internet. If we were still scanning books, which bless them, Anthropic are doing right now, they're scanning books instead of using Anna's archive. Meta just stole pirated books from Anna's archive. Anthropic like, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to scan all the books in the world, which is very cute. But these combinations of factors, all the data plus the ability to process it, has allowed us to move into an age where generative AI is useful, and it can be very useful. This means the internet itself and the websites that we've been creating for the last 20 years are the training wheels for creating this next step. What will probably happen is less people will create for the internet, which obviously there are huge problems there because we run out of more information to feed into the internet. This is not a limitation of AIs. This is not a limitation of large language models. This is what most people say. They say, oh, it's terrible. They're going to plateau because they're trained on all the information. This is a limitation of us as a species, as a civilization. We have not created enough information to make these models even better. We've had thousands of years of civilization, and this is all we've created. Like Wikipedia, if you strip out the images, I think it's only 25 gigs. It's not very big. Yep, 24.05 gigabytes is the whole of Wikipedia. So we as a civilization have just not created that much information, despite it seeming like a fire hose to us as individuals. If there are other civilizations out there, they'd probably laugh at how small our information output has been. And that's a limitation to our models moving forward. But from a practical point of view, why would you create websites knowing that Google is not going to surface them or people are not going to be using Google? One, there's plenty of reasons to create websites with non-financial reasons, like personal blogs, for example. They're not financially motivated. What's going to happen is the financial internet. So people creating websites for money, for their business. I think that is going to either crumble or completely change in some kind of way, which is hard to envisage. That said, websites are not the only way we can do this. So in China, for example, lots of businesses don't have a website. They use WeChat and they will have their mini app on their website. So there are other ways we can do this. We just need to start exploring what they are. And maybe it's a way to slot into other AIs. So maybe it's creating an agent for your business and your agent talks to other agents or talks to individuals, tells them about your business, makes bookings, etc., etc. So I think we're going to move into a new form of data delivery, information delivery, a new form of doing things like transactions, making bookings, etc., which is not necessarily going to be websites because they are less discoverable on the internet, because I think search as a whole will become less relevant. So we might find new structures. I think what will be common is we still need to exchange information in some way. We still need ways to transact. It's just, what mechanism are we going to be using for that moving forward? I don't know. I'm sure very smart people are working on this right now. OpenAI, Google, etc.